Students, today you are to see the next topic, the same, page number 74 to 78, vectors. Vectors are nothing but a carrier or otherwise cloning vehicle or otherwise the plasmid, anything is that. So vector is a carrier molecule, nothing but a carrier molecule. So you have to define the vectors. A major component of a gene cloning experiment. It's a major component of gene cloning experiment is called vector, such as plasmid. That is called a plasmid. In a bacteria cell is there. Here there is a chromosome, bacterial chromosome is there. Inside this bacterial chromosome there is another circular double-stranded DNA is present. That is called plasmid. That is called plasmid. It is nothing but the vector in a bacterial cells. So major component of gene cloning experiment is called vector, such as a plasmids. Vector is a small DNA molecule. It's a small DNA molecule. It's a small DNA molecule and also capable of replicating, self-replicating. It will self-replicating, multiplication is there, self-replicating and used as a carrier molecule, used as a carrier molecule. So self-replicating, used as a carrier molecule, and also transporter of DNA fragment. It's a transporter of DNA molecule, and also which is inserted into this for cloning experiment. That is called a plasmids. Plasmids are nothing but a major component of gene cloning experiment is vector, such as plasmids. Vector is a small DNA molecule and also self-replicating, used as a carrier molecule and transporter of DNA fragments, and also which is inserted into this for cloning experiments also there. Vectors also otherwise known as a carrier molecule or otherwise cloning vehicle. Vector is a cloning vehicle or otherwise cloning DNA. Vector is otherwise known as cloning vehicle or otherwise DNA. Anything is there, you can choose. Okay, that is called vectors or otherwise a plasmids. Plasmids are nothing but double-stranded DNA, circular in nature. It mostly present in a bacterial cell. Okay. The next one is, there are two types of vectors are there. First one is two types of vectors. First one is cloning vector, another one is expression vector. Cloning vector and also another one is expression vector. Two types of vectors are there. First one is cloning vector. Next one is expression vector. Here you studied in maths also, where some vectors are also there. Here different from mathematics. There is two types of vectors are there, cloning vectors and also expression vectors. Cloning means nothing but you can join with this another organism. Clone, there is another, the same organism, it will produced with the help of these vectors. That is called cloning vector. And also expression vector, it will express the protein molecule. A specific protein molecule inside the host cell. That is called expression vector. First one, what do you mean by the cloning vector? There are two types of vectors. First one is cloning vector. Second one is expression vector. The cloning vector is mostly used as a cloning of DNA insert into this a suitable host cell. Cloning a DNA. A cloning vector is nothing but a cloning DNA insert into this a suitable host cell. It will insert into a suitable host cell. Any kind of cell is there, host cell is there. That the part only that the cloning vector are introduced or inserted into this host cell. That is called cloning vector. It's used as a cloning of DNA. It's using a cloning of DNA insert into the suitable host cell. That is called cloning vector. Then another one, expression vector. Here the expression vector is mostly used to express the DNA, and also insert for producing a specific protein, a specific protein. Insert the DNA molecule and also express the specific protein inside the host cell. That is called expression. Express the value, express the content. That is called expression vector. So expression vector is used to express the DNA, insert for producing a specific protein inside the host. That is called expression vector. So there are two types of vectors: cloning vector, expression vector. Cloning vector, it will clone the DNA. Yes, clone the DNA, a suitable host cell, insert into the suitable host cell. And expression vector, it will express the DNA, it will insert into the host cell, it will produce a specific protein. That is called expression vector. The next one is properties of vector. What are the properties it will present in a vectors? Next we pass on to properties. We study something about what is vector, then what are the two types of vector, then properties of vector. What are the properties it will involve in a vectors, properties of vector? There are some of the characters it will present in a properties of vectors. Here first one, already we studied, vectors are able to replicate autonomously to produce multiple copies of them along with their DNA insert into the host cell. That is replicate autonomously. It will replicate autonomously. It will replicate autonomously to produce multiple copies of them along with the DNA. Along with the DNA molecule already inserted into this host cell. That is the characters it will present in a vector. That is called properties of vectors. Replicate autonomously and to produce multiple copies of vectors which the DNA is inserted into this host cell. The second one, here it will be a small in size. The vectors are totally a small in size and low molecular weight, small in size and low molecular weight it will present. Low molecular weight it will present, that is less than 10 kb. Less than 10 kb it will present. Kilo base pass 10 kb, less than 10 kb in size, so that the transfer of host cell is very easy. So with the help of this vector, it will transfer the DNA into another organism. It will very easy because of it's a small in size and low molecular weight, only less than 10 kb is it will present. Then vectors must contain an origin of replication. Origin of replication it will present. Then only it will replicate. That the part only it will replicate. Origin of replication it will present. So it can independently replicate within the host cell. With the help of this origin of replication, that the sites only it will replicate within the host cell. Then fourth one, vector should have unique target sites. Vector should have the unique target sites for integration with the DNA insert and should have the ability to integrate with the DNA insert. DNA insert it carries into the genome of the host cell. That is, it will present in that are vectors characters. So vector should have the unique target sites. Unique target sites it will present. Unique target sites for integration with the DNA. Integrate with this DNA insert and should have the ability to integrate with the DNA insert it carries into the genome of the host cell. That is unique target sites it will present in this vector. That only it will insert the DNA molecule, then it will replicate, then it will carries the characters to another organism. Then next one, fifth one. Mostly the vectors are commonly used as cloning vector, already studied. The vectors are mostly used as cloning vectors. Cloning vectors incorporate with this DNA. The DNA fragment incorporate into these vectors. So most of the vectors are mostly commonly used as a cloning vectors, have more than one restriction sites it will present. It is used as a cloning vector, and also more than number of molecular sites it will present. There is more than one molecular sites it will present in these vectors. For the restriction sites it will present, more than number of restriction sites it will present. There are multiple cloning sites. There are nothing but multiple cloning sites. That is called polylinker. Polylinker genes it will present. So more than a restriction sites it will present. Restriction sites are present. That is called multiple cloning sites. That is called multiple cloning sites, or otherwise it is called it as polylinker joining. Poly means many. It will join together. That is called the polylinker. These are the 5 characters it will present in the properties of vectors. First one, replicate autonomously. It will replicate autonomously, insert into the host cell. Then it will produce a multiple copies of them. Then second one, small in size. Second one is the vectors are small in size, low molecular weight, less than 10 kb it will present. Then only it will insert into the host cells. Then origin of replication it will also present. With the help of this origin of replication, then it will replicate. Then only it will replicate. Then fourth one, unique target sites it will present. Unique target sites it will present in these vectors for integration with the DNA insert, and also should have the ability to integrate with the DNA insert. It carries the genome of host cells. Then vectors are nothing but a cloning vector, mostly used as a cloning vectors. Then it will have the number of restriction sites it will present. That is called multiple cloning sites. That is called multiple cloning sites, or otherwise it is known as polylinker. Okay, these are the properties it will present in the vectors. Next we pass on to another one. Some of the 3 areas it will present in this vector. There are 3 areas it will present. There is origin of replication, cloning sites, and selectable markers it will present in this region. First one, origin of replication. In these vectors, origin of replication it will present. That the area it will present. Origin of replication. You can see there is a plasmid it will present. It's a plasmid. In this area, this is a part it will present, that is called origin of replication is there. Or otherwise in this area it will present, that is called selectable marker it will present. That is the area, or that is the site is called selectable marker. This one is origin of replication. This area only it will replicate the plasmids. It will produce a new plasmids it will present, or otherwise you can incorporate any other DNA fragment inside this one, then it will replicate. There is replicate autonomously. This is the one character, origin of replication is there. Origin of replication. Here, this is a sequence. Origin of replication is a sequence from where replications mostly starts, and a piece of DNA when linked to this sequence can be made to replicate within the host cell. That is called origin of replication. In this area or in these sites only, the replication only it will occur. This is a sequence from where the replication starts, and a piece of DNA when linked to this sequence can be made. Here, this is the area only the replication it will occur, or otherwise that the area only it will inserted into this new host new DNA fragment inside this one, then only it will replicate. That is called origin of replication. Then second one, selectable marker. Selectable marker. The selectable marker is nothing but addition of origin and vectors. Addition of origin and vectors. Vectors requires a selectable molecules. Here, origin of replication is that it will requires the selectable markers, which mostly identifying and eliminating non-transformants and selectively permitting the growth of the transformation. Selectively permitting the growth of the transformants. That is called selectable marker. That is called selectable markers. Here, this is the area it will present selectable markers. Then next one is cloning sites. Third one is cloning sites. Third one is cloning sites. This is the cloning sites mostly link the alien DNA. Alien, that is a foreign alien. Alien DNA, that is a foreign DNA. It will link the foreign DNA. The vectors needs to be have very few. The vectors most probably they have very few, probably a single recognition sites for the commonly used restriction enzyme. That is called a cloning sites. There is an area it will present. It will link the alien DNA. The vectors needs to have the very few, preferably a single restriction sites it will present for the restriction enzymes. There is a sites only it will present. That is called a cloning sites. So origin of replication is there, the selectable markers also there, and the cloning sites also present in this one. These are the area mostly do the various function. Okay, next we pass on to, there is another one, types of vector. Types of vectors. What are the types mostly present in a vector? There are we will describe only two types of vector. Again, the number of vectors are there. Now you have to discuss about only two types of vector. That is called, first one is PBR 322. PBR 322 vectors. Another one is TA plasmid vector. TA plasmid. That is called tumor inducing plasmid. That is called a tumor inducing plasmid. First one, PBR 322 vector. That is called plasmid Bolivar Rodriguez 322 vectors. Then what do you mean by the TA plasmid? Tumor inducing plasmid. That is called tumor inducing plasmid. We will discuss about this one. First of all, what do you mean by plasmid? What is called plasmid? Plasmids are nothing but a circular. Most probably the plasmids are nothing but a circular double-stranded, a double helix, circular, self-replicating DNA is nothing but a plasmid. Extra chromosomal DNA. It mostly present in a bacterial cell. Imagine this one is a bacteria. A bacteria, we have a bacterial chromosome. Apart from this, yes, a round-like structure, double helix structure, it will present a circular. Giant circular is there, that is called a helix. DNA helix is there. A circular double-stranded circular DNA it will present, extra chromosomal DNA. This one is called a plasmid. Plasmids are nothing but extra chromosomal DNA, mostly self-replicating double-stranded circular DNA molecules found in the bacterial cell. This one is bacteria. Imagine this one is a bacteria. This is called plasmid. This one is bacterial chromosome. So apart from this bacterial chromosome, a plasmid it will present. It contains a genetic information for their own replication. The plasmids also having the genetic information, and also the bacterial chromosome also having the genetic information for replication, DNA replication. That is called plasmids. What is the definition for plasmids? Plasmids are extra chromosomal self-replicating. Plasmids are nothing but extra chromosomal self-replicating double-stranded DNA molecule. First one, extra chromosomal. Extra chromosomal self-replicating. Self-replicating self-replicating, and also there is a double stranded DNA, double stranded DNA. Double stranded DNA it will present. Double stranded DNA, circular DNA, double stranded circular. A round like structure it will present. Yes, double stranded circular DNA it will DNA molecules it will present. It mostly found in a bacterial cells. It contains a genetic information for their own replication. That is called a plasmids. You can point out these 3 points: extra chromosomal, self-replicating, double-stranded circular DNA it will present, and also it contains genetic information also there. Okay. Next we pass on to first one, the PBr322 plasmid is there. PBr322 plasmids. Here it is a reconstructed plasmid. It is called a reconstructed. Reconstructed plasmid. It is called reconstructed plasmids, and also mostly widely used as cloning vector. Reconstructed plasmids widely used as a cloning vector. Mostly widely used as a cloning vector. It contributes only, it contains 4,361 base pairs it will present. In a PBr322, 4,361 base pairs also it will present. In PBr322 vectors, the P denotes plasmids. The P denotes plasmids, and also B and R. It denotes Bolivar and Rodriguez. Bolivar, there is a scientist. Bolivar Rodriguez, there is a scientist, mostly constructed the plasmid, that is called BBr322, who developed the plasmids. And also, what do you mean by the 322? 322, in a laboratory, it will discovered, that is called the 322 is the number of plasmids developed from this laboratory. So, what do you mean by the PBr322 plasmids? Here, it is a reconstructed plasmids. It is also widely used as a cloning vector. It contains 4,361 base pairs also present. The P denotes plasmids, and also B and BR are nothing but respectively a Bolivar, there is a scientist, and Rodriguez. And also, what do you mean by the 322? There is a number of plasmids developed from the laboratory. It contains also, in a plasmids, it contains also, there is a antibiotic resistance genes also it will present. There is a plasmids in this area. There is a replication region and ampicillin, and tetracycline, antibiotic resistance area it will present. And also there are two different antibiotic resistant genes and recognition sites for several restriction enzymes. There is some other restriction enzymes also present, and recognition sites also it will present in a PBr322 plasmids. Here kind third, EcoR1, BAM-H1, and also Sal first, Plunirvin second, PS1, and CLA1. These are mostly present in a recognition sites in a plasmids. Kind third, and also EcoR1, BAM third, and Sal1, PVU second, and CLA1. And also another, apart from this, another one, ROP. Also it will present ROP. There is a protein. It codes for protein inserted in a replication of plasmids. Protein ROP sites also it will present. It encodes the proteins inserted in the replication of these plasmids. ROP also it will present. That is called PBr322. There is another 3 more question. It's very important. Short notes on PBr322. Reconstructed plasmids, cloning vector, 4,361 base pairs also present. It is P denotes for plasmids, Bolivar and Rodriguez. And also 322 is the number of plasmids discovered in the laboratory. And also the plasmids also having the antibiotic resistance markers also it will present. Recognition sites also it will present. Apart from this, there is a recognition sites and several enzymes also it will present. There is kind third eco R1, kind third eco R1, and bilirubin second sol 1, and bomb H1, PSR 1, and CLAD2. These are mostly present. Apart from this, ROP also present. It codes the proteins. It will proteins inserted in replication of plasmids. It will also present in this PBR 322. The next we pass on to another one. There is TI plasmids. TI plasmids. TI plasmid means nothing but tumor inducing plasmids. Another important TI plasmids, tumor inducing plasmids. Tumor inducing plasmids. It is mostly found on Agrobacterium tumefaciens. There is a bacteria. Agrobacterium tumefaciens. Agrobacterium tumefaciens. This bacteria only having this type of plasmids, TI plasmids. It inducing tumors in several dicot plants. It induces the tumors. It induces tumors in several dicot plants. The bacteria, Agrobacterium tumefaciens having the TI plasmids, it will induce the tumors for several dicot plants. And also the plasmids also carrying a transfer. There is a TRA gene. The bacteria also having the TRA gene. The transfer gene. The plasmids carries a transfer gene that is called the TRA gene, which helps to transfer, that is a tDNA, which has to transfer the tDNA, transfer DNA from one organism to another organism, or one organism to another type of plant cells. Anything is there. That is a function of that TRA gene, transgene. With the help of this transgene, it will transfer the tDNA into another organism, another plant cells. It has one gene for oncogenicity. There is a gene for oncogenicity. That is a oncogenic. There is a tumor inducing one. Origin for replication and oncogene, INC gene also it will present in this category. Incompatibility, INC is incompatibility, and also oncogene. Oncogenes also it will present for cancer inducing genes also it will present. INC means incompatibility genes also it will present. In Agrobacterium, plasmids have been used for introduction of genes into desired sites to any other plants. There is a type of plasmids, Agrobacterium having this type of plasmids. It also have been used for introduction of, or otherwise introduce the any other genes of desirable traits to the plants. That is called TI plasmid. That is tumor inducing plasmids. Tumor inducing plasmids. It have the Agrobacterium tumefaciens. With the help of this tumor inducing plasmids, you can remove that type of plasmids. Then you can introduce any kind of genes, desired gene into that plants. That is called, with the help of this bacteria only, this action only takes place. Oh, that is called TI plasmids. Next we pass on to, there is another one, host competent gene, competent host also there. Host competent. Competent host. Here most probably E. coli. You know what do you mean by the E. coli? Escherichia coli bacteria. That is called Escherichia coli bacteria. This bacteria is very useful in for the recombinant DNA technology or otherwise genetic engineering. It is easy to handle and multiply very easily. Multiply it very easily. Then only you can use this bacteria in a wide range, in a biotechnological way, or genetic engineering, recombinant DNA technology is there. That is transformation of RDNA. Competent genes, that is a transformation of gene. Transformation of gene with RDNA. Transformation of gene to RDNA. Or otherwise transformation transformation to rDNA. rDNA means nothing but recombinant DNA technology. Okay, here the propagation means you can cultivate propagation of rDNA molecules. Most probably it will occur the living system or otherwise the host. The propagation of rDNA molecules mostly occur, and also it will provide a living system or otherwise in a host. Many type of host cells are there. It will available by gene cloning. Many types of host cells. Host cells means there is another type of an organism that is called host cells. Many type of host cells are available for gene cloning, but which includes E. coli. E. coli is the best one, and also yeast also one. Yeast or otherwise any other fungus or any other bacteria, lactobacillus, anything is there. E. coli is the best one, and also yeast, fungus, and any other bacteria, any other animal or otherwise any other plant cells also there. Animal cell or otherwise plant cells also mostly used for this type of host cells. E. coli is the most widely used organisms. E. coli is the best one, and also mostly widely used as an organism in a genetic makeup has been extensively studied. So you have to use this E. coli bacteria. It is easy to handle and grow. Cells divide every 20 minutes. This is easy to handle it, and also it will divide every 20 minutes. It will divide, multiplied into every 20 minutes it will divide, and also it will incubate cells within rDNA and ice, and also 42 degrees centigrade in a normal heat, and then it will go with cooling conditions also there. So E. coli is the best example, or otherwise handling organism is very easy. Then only you can choose this E. coli bacteria. Further any other treatment, anything is there. So you can choose this E. coli bacteria. It's a very competent host also there. Okay, the next one is gene transfer method. Methods of gene transfer. Methods of gene transfer. Here number of methods also present in a gene transfer method. Here some of the methods only described here. Here there is a direct method and indirect method. First of all, you have to know what do you mean by the gene transfer. The genes are transferred from one organism to another organism. That is a method is called methods of gene transfer. That is a technique is nothing but gene transfer method, or the recombinant DNA, rDNA. The recombinant DNA or otherwise the rDNA, most probably it will introduced into the one organism or one plant cells, anything is there. That is a process is called gene transfer method. There is a that the DNA is mostly useful for our desired trait is there, or disease resistance or otherwise high yield capacity. These are mostly present in a gene transfer methods. Here in a recombinant DNA molecule is mostly produced is to introduced into the suitable host cell. A recombinant DNA mostly produced or otherwise introduced into the suitable host cell. There are many methods to introduce the recombinant vectors or DNA to the desired way or otherwise a desired organism. It mostly depends upon the several factors. It depends upon the several factors such as called vector, type and host cell. These are mostly depending upon the some of the vectors. So depending upon the vectors, these are classified. First one is there are two types of methods. First one direct methods, another one is indirect method. First one direct method or otherwise gene transfer, direct or otherwise vectorless methods. Here you can see direct method or vectorless. There is no plasmids, there is no vector is used for this method for gene transfer. Second one, indirect method. Indirect method or otherwise vector mediated gene transfer method. Vector mediated gene transfer method. These are the two techniques, two methods are mostly used for gene transfer method. First one you have to follow the direct method. First you see the first one, direct method or otherwise vectorless method. Direct or otherwise vectorless. Vectorless gene transfer method. Vectorless gene transfer method. In this method, how the foreign DNA are introduced without the vector is called direct or vectorless gene transfer. Here the foreign DNA, the methods of foreign DNA are interest is mostly delivered to the host plant cells without the help of vector. That is called direct or otherwise vectorless method. No need of vector. That's a type of gene transfer is nothing but direct method or otherwise vectorless methods. The foreign DNA is introduced into this any organism. That a type of mechanism is called direct method or otherwise vectorless method. Here you can see number of methods in this way. First one, chemical mediated gene transfer. Chemical mediated gene transfer method. And also second one is, first one chemical mediated gene transfer. Second one is micro injection. With the help of this micro injection, how the genes are introduced into this any type of organisms. The third one is electroporation. With the help of the electroporation, how the genes are transferred into any type of organism or plant cells. Then fourth one is liposome mediated gene transfer. Liposome mediated gene transfer method. Then fifth one, biolistics. These are the 5 methods mostly used for this direct or otherwise vectorless. Here these methods mostly there is no vectors are used for transfer of plant genes from one organism to another organism. First one, chemical method. With the help of this chemical mediated gene transfer, there are 2 chemicals are mostly used. PEG, polyethylene glycol, textran sulfate. These 2 chemicals are mostly used for gene transfer method. The DNA is mostly uptake with the help of these chemicals. These are nothing but chemical mediated gene transfer. Some of the chemicals, polyethylene glycol and textran sulfate, it will induce the DNA uptake into the protoplasm. Then only the process is completed. That is called chemical mediated gene transfer. The next one is micro injection with the help of micropipette. With the help of the micropipette or otherwise fine tipped glass needles are mostly used. Here the DNA is directly injected. The DNA is directly injected into into the nucleus using a fine tipped glass needles or otherwise a micropipette to transfer up plant cells. That is called micro injection. That is a process called micro injection. Micro means minute. Minute glass needles are used or otherwise micropipettes are used for transfer of genes. Here the protoplasm is mostly used or immobilized on a solid support. Protoplasm, it is mostly immersed in a solid support, that is agarose or otherwise microscopic slides are used with the help of holding pipette and a succession. Then only it will introduce into the genome. The next one is electroporation methods. Here the electroporation, you can give a high voltage. A pulse of high voltage is applied to the protoplasm. The cells of tissue or any kind of cells is that which makes transition pose in the plasma membrane through uptake of a foreign DNA to the cell. that is called electroporation. You will apply some of the high voltage of electroporation to the protoplasm of the cells or tissues, then it will uptake the some of the cells. Otherwise it will produce a pores into the plasma membrane. Through only the uptake of DNA is occur. Okay, that is called electroporation. The next one is liposome mediated gene transfer method. Here liposomes are artificial phospholipid vesicles, mostly useful for the gene transfer method. Here the gene or DNA transfer from liposome to vacuole of plant cell. The liposome is mostly transferred to the liposome to transfer of plant vacuole, that is called liposome mediated gene transfer. Here mostly carried out by encapsulated DNA. Here there is a DNA is there, it will mostly surrounded by some of the particles, that is called encapsulated. It mostly injected or transferred to the encapsulated DNA into the vacuole. This is the advantages, which will give the advantages for any damage. It will occur in acidic pH, damaged on the acidic pH, and produce enzymes mostly present in the vacuole. It mostly prevent any other damage from acidic pH or otherwise any other enzyme. It will affect that type of DNA. Then only it will use the encapsulated DNA. Liposome and otherwise the transport of vacuole. Mostly here there is a liposome, and any type of DNA you can introduce into the cell, that the transport of vacuoles or fusion resulted in the gene transfer is nothing but that the process is called transfection. Transfection means the transfer it will occur, that is liposuction, not a transfection. The transfer method is nothing but liposuction in a liposome mediated gene transfer. Okay, next we pass on to another one, biolistics. Here biolistics with the help of gene gun or microprojectile or shoot gun methods, some of the desired genes are mostly introduced into these plant cells. A foreign DNA is mostly coated into the surface of minute gold particles or otherwise tungsten particles, that is 1 to 3 micrometer. That is called 1 to 3 micrometer size in the. These are mostly surrounded by this minute gold or tungsten particles bombarded onto the target tissue or cells using a particle gun, that is gene gun or microprojectile gun, shoot gun. Bombarded cells are mostly cultured or transferred or selected medium to the transferred plants from the transferred cells only is there. That is called biolistics method. These are the methods mostly used for in a direct or vectorless method. In this method, though no vectors are used, for these 5 methods: chemical mediated and micro injection and electroporation and liposome mediated gene transfer and biolistics. Then okay. Next we pass on to another one. There is an indirect method. Or otherwise the vector mediated gene transfer. There is a simple method with the help of this Agrobacterium tumefaciens, indirect method. Or otherwise vector mediated gene transfer method. In this method there is a very important methods also there. In this method, with the help of Agrobacterium tumefaciens, that is a bacteria is used for this indirect method. In this bacteria, the TI plasmid, already we studied TI plasmid, tumor inducing plasmid, that the genes only it will transfer. With the help of this TI plasmids, Agrobacterium tumefaciens bacteria is mostly used for the indirect method, there is a vector mediated gene transfer. TI plasmid, there is a large or there is a big plasmids is present, that the plasmids That the plasmids only you can transfer the any kind of a desired traits only it will transfer from one plants to another plants or otherwise one organism to another organisms with the help of this plasmids. This plasmids also having the tDNA, that is transfer DNA. With there is a region it will present in that plasmids. A tDNA is the transfer DNA. That the help of transfer DNA there is a gene it will introduced into this a plant own site. Then it will produce a desired characters in these plant cells. The agrobacterium is mostly used for this, the transformation of plant cells. A new variety of genes only it will produced. The new genes are adapted into this that organism that will grow. With the help of or otherwise, with the help of this TA plasmid, the tumor inducing plasmids, you can introduce this one. This gene also it will cause any kind of tumors also there. Then only you can remove the TA plasmids. You can remove the TA genes, then only you can transfer the plant genes or desired gene into that organism. Then only it will produce a new kind of genes, a new kind of trait it will produce in that organism or otherwise in a plant. That is called indirect method or vector mediated gene transfer method. With the help of these plasmids, the gene transfer is produced or occupied. Up to this one, you have to read very carefully. Thank you, students. Thank you, Ananda.